Hello friends, welcome to valuetrainings.com. Today we are going to discuss about some of the jargons which we generally use within the SOAPUI. So let's start with the very first term as XML, JSON and many more terms we'll discuss. So before talking about XML, JSON, let's do one thing. Let's see where we are going to relate. If you remember, I did explain the concept of a web service with the help of browser and server. What I did, I just start with the as an end user you are going to work on the browser and server, right? So from browser what you are going to do? From browser you are just going to send the request. If I say it is a request, and what you are going to get back from the server? You are going to get back the response, right? I did explain this thing. So where these jargons do fit? Let's see. Okay, as I said, request and response, but where, how? Okay, first let's see how they are going to send the request, how browser is going to send the request in which language, and how the server is going to communicate back with browser. It's a very important thing. So there is a common language which is XML and JSON. We have two languages to communicate, but how to decide XML and JSON, it depends on some more protocols, some more jargons. Okay, so firstly let us see XML and JSON. So where XML and JSON do fits? Here I'll say XML and JSON do come here when I am trying to send the request to the server and when I'm trying to get back the response from the server. So how I am going to decide this XML and JSON? It just depends on the protocols which I am using, if it is SOAP or if it is REST. Okay, so firstly we'll discuss about XML and JSON, then we'll come back to SOAP and REST. Okay, so let's see. So XML is nothing but the extensible markup language which is used to send the request and the response as this is actually a common language which both browser and server could understand. Okay, so what I can say, XML is a language with the help of which two different parties are actually communicating, right? So this is the language of out of that. So JSON is what? JSON is JavaScript object notation. Okay, and this is also one of the language with which I can communicate. Only these two languages we are going to work, and mainly it's JSON. So let's see how it looks when I say if it is XML or if it is JSON, how I can differentiate. See, XML is a tag based language. Okay, XML is my tag based language. So tag based language means what? It is going to use some tags, and that tags are nothing but the start tag and the end tag. So let's see how the start tag and end tags are related. See, these tags are nothing but the user defined tags. It means user can decide on its own what will be the start tag and what will be the end tag. Only one condition which that tag based languages actually have is the start tag and end tag both should be same. What does it mean? Let's say if I say the name is the start tag, instead of this let's do one thing. If I say tag is name, the tag which I'm going to use is name. So here instead of start tag I'll use name, and instead of end tag I'll again use name but with a forward slash. What does it mean? It means this complete thing is my one tag. So one tag consists of start tag and the end tag, and the value here in between start tag and end tag I'll write the value as Priya. Okay, so what is the meaning of this complete tag? This complete tag means name is my key and Priya is the value. Understand? So this is the condition. The start tag and end tag should be same, and the tag which I am starting should be closed. Okay, here even you can also do one thing. Instead of this, let's say if it is name. Okay, so this is one of the tag. The second way to write this with a more complex way is this one. And let's say if under name we do have some more tags. First name, and here again it should be closed. First name, and here within first name if it's Priya, and for the second tag let's say if it is last name. You can also have the middle name also, just to show it is last name. When my tags are getting complicated, then how I can write. Okay, so this now complete thing is my tag. So name is what? Name is my parent tag. First name and the last name are my child tags under my name as parent tag. So the complete value which I am getting from this tag is Priya Nischal. So this is all about the tag based language, okay, which is XML. Understood? So if I'm passing the request, so it will be in this format or in this format. Okay, so the next is language is about JSON. So again, it is a language which I'm going to use to communicate, but within this I'm going to use key value pair. So key value pair means what? I'm going to assign a key and I'm going to assign a value corresponding to that key. So it will look like this. Here a key I'll write and here the value. Okay, so let's say if I take the same example of name as Priya, then how it will look. So what was the key? It's name. In my last example, name is my key and the value is Priya. So it will look like this. Okay, so this is the JSON, how it looks. It is going to work within key value pair, and about the XML it is going to work within tags, start tag, end tag, and in more detail we will work when we'll move on to our SOAPUI tool. Okay, so this is about the JSON and the XML. Now let's see where we are done. We are done with the languages. Fine, we are done with the languages which I'm going to use to send the data and get back the response. But okay, it's about language, but where the protocols? Do we need any kind of security? Is it the possible case when I'm trying to log into my any bank account or any my Gmail account or any my PayPal, PayUmoney account? So do we need security? Answer is yes, we do need some sort of security. Okay, and one more thing which I did write over here, if you see systematic flow, okay, systematic flow and the secure connection. So these XML and JSON is going to make a flow which will be systematic. Systematic means say the same thing, so that both parties could understand what they are trying to communicate, and secure means the connection should be secure. Okay, so XML and JSON are going to help me to make my connection as systematic. Systematic flow should be there, or a format specific. I can say it's format specific. Here. So what about the security? Secure connection. So how I can make the secure connection? With the help of SOAP and REST. Let's come back to the same example here. Okay, so XML and JSON we are using over here. So where does SOAP and REST, how I can add something to add the security? It will be there only here. Okay, so here SOAP or REST. SOAP or REST I am going to use. Okay, in between the request and response I am placing the protocols. So what will be the flow? See, this is actually not the correct flow. Let me change the color. This will actually not be the correct flow. The flow will be from the browser to decide if it is SOAP, if it is REST, then from here to server. So this is what? This is my request. Okay, and say if I send the request in SOAP, I'll get back the response in SOAP format only. Okay, so here the response. Understood? And here if I select REST, then I'll get back the response in REST format only. Okay, so let's see what is SOAP, what is REST. SOAP is my simple object access protocol, which is the protocol actually, which is a messaging protocol. So messaging protocol means what? We do have actually a list of protocols which we can use, and this is one of the protocol. And instead of SOAP REST only, it will also going to work with HTTP, HTTPS or FTP, any other protocol you can also use. But within the SOAP UI only, it's SOAP and REST only. Okay, so SOAP is my messaging protocol. So what is the meaning of protocol? Protocol is nothing but set of rules which is actually will be assigned to that request. Understood? So SOAP is my simple object access protocol with the help of which I can decide in which flow I can send the data. Understood? So what about REST? REST is representational state transfer, and it is also one of the protocol which will help me. But instead of protocol, it is actually REST is not a protocol, it is architecture. So architecture means what? As I said, protocol means set of rules. Architecture means these are the building blocks. Building blocks. REST is nothing but the building blocks which it is going to assign to any of the request. Okay, so REST is again is going to help me to make my connection secure. Okay, and in more detail we will look when we'll move on to our tool. Now let's see the third jargon within this list. Okay, intermediate WSDL, WADL. Okay, so this is these both are actually concerned with each other. So here the same example I'll take. SOAP and REST. As I said, SOAP and REST will be decided from here if it is SOAP or if it is REST. But now the thing is how one can decide if it is SOAP or if it is REST? It's because of WSDL and WADL. If I pass from the browser, if I pass the request with WSDL, here I will write WSDL, then I'll say it is SOAP based request, and if I pass the request with WADL, then I'll say it is REST based request. Okay, so let's see what is WSDL and WADL, which is browser going to pass. WSDL is nothing but web services description language. Okay, it is nothing but a document which is going to contain all the services provided by that particular web service. Okay, as it explains, it's a document with document in .xml format. Okay, so WSDL the browser will send, which will decide how many services are provided by that web service. As I hope you all know, I did explain the concept of web service. What is a web service? These are the services, many services are there. So WSDL document will contain list of all those services which that one web service is going to provide. Okay, so if I send the WSDL document, then it is my SOAP based request, and if I pass WADL document, then it is REST. So let's see what is WADL. It is web application description language. Just a minute. Yes, it's web application description language. So when the browser will send WADL, then it is REST kind of request. So these two are actually related. And one more thing, with WADL it also comes with URLs. URL is what? URL is the uniform resource locator. Okay, so when I pass the URL or the WADL, then it is REST based request. And one more thing, there are multiple URLs which are there. Multiple URLs means multiple services, but with one condition, but in one web service only. Okay, so these are the very important things which you should know before starting web services testing or SOAPUI testing. So this is all about the jargon for the SOAP and REST. Okay, last thing for today is about Groovy. See what is the language we are going to use. Let's see. Two languages, it's Groovy and Java. Groovy is my scripting language which is going to help me, which is actually going to help me to automate my web service. So automate means what? To if you want to do testing, if you want to do verification, actually many things are there are many things in which Groovy is going to help me. Okay, so this is the first thing, to automate. So manual testing is not as much useful, so that's why many people are moving towards automation. So automation testing, Groovy will help me. Groovy is nothing but a way to code. It's a scripting language, I'll write. It's scripting language and it will help me and to code the web service, and it is going to automate and to validate. The concept of validation verification, we'll explain it in the next session. So verification. Okay, so in these three, all of these three ways it is going to help me. So it is the scripting language and which I'm going to use my automate web service. Okay, so where we are going to use Java? When I'm working with the free version of SOAPUI, you will see there are two flavors of SOAPUI. It's free version and the paid version. And all the things which you can do with free version, you can do with paid version, but you need to code more. So Java is going to help me to code. Okay, so when you are working with free version, as there is separate session for the various versions of SOAPUI. So when you are working with free version, you need to code more, and Java is going to help me. And one more thing, Groovy is actually nothing but simply a scripting language, as I said, and it is based on any of the programming language, and mainly it is a Java based language. Okay, so all the things which you can do with Java, you can do with Groovy. Groovy is going to help me. Okay, so all topics are done. Thank you.